can't actually see. Hey, we're live. Or I'm live. Right, hi guys. Andrea is coming along in a minute. She's just finishing our dinner. We've literally just had dinner and didn't kind of realise what the time was. Yeah, it's probably a good thing she's not here because she would have been mortified for me going live wearing this thing. This is one of the items I picked up today, but I have fallen in love with it. It's a Billabong like ski jacket, super warm, super comfy, perfect size for me. I have trouble because I've got really long arms, and this, it's epic. Paid £2. I could probably push to 40 or 50 if I sold it, but I really need a new coat anyway. So I think this one's a keeper. So yeah, let me just, Andrea will be along in a minute. She's just finishing her dinner. I eat way faster than Andrea. So let me just get into my account and get into the chat, and we'll say a few hellos. Right, I need to remember to mute this. Right, let me do this, pop out the chat. Right, looks like we've got a few people in there chattering away already, which is fantastic. Right, what have we got? So Darren's in there. Hi Darren, Lucy, Chelsea, Jason, welcome aboard. If you've just joined, Andrea will be along in a minute. We've just had our dinner and she's still finishing off, so I thought I'd start. And like I said, she'd have been mortified with me wearing this live. I am now starting to sweat. This thing is so nice. And yeah, £2 I paid for that. I looked them up. If you see them, I think Billabong is a good brand anyway, but this ILO, you can hardly see it there, but it's called like an ILO range. They're really good. I've seen people selling them for up to £50. But that one's a keeper. Right, where was I? Reseller Network is in the chat. Boss, Gary, Adam, evening. Welcome all. Lewis, CP Crafts and more. Right, I thought Andrea would have been here by now. We will carry on for a while, and then if she doesn't turn up, I have to go and give her a shout. Hello, Dr. Doodle Doo, Peter Crawford, David Morse, David McGregor. Welcome, welcome. This is going to be a bit of a haul. I went out to a car boot sale, not a car boot sale, a jumble sale yesterday. Unfortunately, Andrea couldn't come. She had to go on a first aid training day because she runs a guide unit and they have to keep up to date with all that stuff. So she couldn't come, which she was really pissed off about. But I went and I scored some really nice things. There was loads and loads of stock. I've just picked out 10 or 11 interesting bits and a couple of bits from the charity shop haul. And then Andrea's got a load of clothes she wants to share in a minute. She'll be with us in a minute, don't panic. Right. Hi, Retro Vintage 65 and Will You Take Less, and Ian Hawkins and Barry. I might as well start with a few bits. I've got some screen shares set up for a few of the things that I picked up. So we could do a couple while we go. Oh, this I picked up at the jumble sale. Firstly, actually, I want to say a quick hello to, I got to the jumble sale almost an hour early. Last time we went there, we were half an hour early and we were like about 100th in the queue. It was ridiculous. I got there an hour early and there was already a queue of 20 or 30 people ahead of me. So I wandered in, got to the back of this queue, and this lovely lady turned around and said, "Hi, Nick. I watch you on YouTube. How are you doing?" And we proceeded to have a chat for the next 45 minutes to an hour. There was this lady, I can't remember her name. I'm not sure if I got her name, and her daughter, who was called Heidi. They've been, or the older lady has been reselling for way longer than me, since like the 80s. So much knowledge, really lovely lady. So we had a chat and it really passed the time. So lovely to meet you guys. Hopefully you'll be watching this and you'll get the shout out. But anyway, I went in, I had a plan of action. It's a really big jumble sale and they spread things out. There's like a electronics room out the back separate. There's all of clothing in one part, bric-a-brac in another, a whole room full of media and books. My plan of action was to go straight for the electronics this time, see if I could grab a few high value bits, then do toys, then do media, then do bric-a-brac, and then hit the clothing last. If Andrea was there, we would have been able to divide and, you know, hit a few stalls early or a few areas early. So I went straight to the electronics and grabbed what was probably the pickup of the day, which was this beast. And it is a Toshiba. I've got the model number here, DVR19DTKB2. It's a DVD player and a video player, but importantly, you can record from your video to your DVD. So these are quite sought after. And then I found the remote later on the other side of the room, just in a rummage box. Paid £4 for the machine and 50p for the remote. So if I just screen share, I looked this up earlier. It's a good one. Screen share. Right, bear with me. I think Andrea's on her way. I can hear her coming down the stairs. Right, so let me see if I can find this. Oh, that's not the item I'm going to talk about. Hello.
Hello, sorry.
Hang on, let me just come back out of here. Andrea's arrived. I'm trying to stop screen sharing. Right, Andrea's just arrived. I'll go back to that in a minute.
Hi.
Oh, hang on, I've just clicked the wrong window. Tech meltdown. Right, let me adjust this to get you in. Can you get any closer? I started with the jacket on. Yeah, I talked about the jacket. Yeah, apologies for that. Like I said, we were running late and Andrew was just finishing dinner.
Yeah.
Did you bring the clothes you were going to share?
No, need to go get those.
Go and grab the clothes. Right, I'll talk about this Toshiba. I'll screen share this Toshiba and then Andrew will go.
I'll be back in a tick.
We're so damn organised. Right, let me quickly screen share this Toshiba. Right, so this, I looked up a couple on eBay. Prices do vary a lot. These ones were ones that had sold particularly well. So that one there went on, excuse me, went on auction at 102. Just having a drink. And that's the exact same model, this DVR 19 DTKB2, bit of a mouthful. Another one here sold for 200, a used one again, which is quite amazing. I don't know if that had the, yeah, it's got the remote bundled. I wonder if that first one didn't have the remote. Maybe that's why it went for less. Let's have a look. Yeah, comes with, so that's without the remote control. Look at that, £100. Wow. And what else have we got here? And then if it doesn't work, because I haven't tested it yet, people have been getting around this sort of number for them not working. And then I guess people that are technically minded can fix it and then flip it for 100 to 200. And then I found the remote separately, didn't realize it was for that machine, but I looked that up independently and just the remote for it can go for up to 30. So that's a sold remote for that. So yeah, really pleased with that. That was the first thing I bought and that made it worth going just for that one item. Right, let me stop screen share. We'll have a dip in the chat. Right, Andrew's appeared again. You're not quite in. Let me wiggle this. Oh, before we carry on, behind Andrea's head, if you just move that way a little bit, look at all, I sorted out the office today and condensed stuff, and I've got almost 2 completely empty racks, which is progress. Yeah, I know. We're making space. I was going to dip in the chat, and I've lost the chat. Where's the chat gone? There it is. It's hiding. Hang on. Right, so where are we? Let me just whiz to the end.
Oh, someone actually said, Nick, you've been robbed, your shelves are empty.
Yeah, my shelves are getting empty. This is a good thing. Right, let's just see what people are saying. Polish X says, hi guys. Fin Fashion Plus says, hi. Oh no, she says hi to Steve. Hi Steve, and hi Phoebe. Oh, hi Margaret. She says, sweet score. Yeah, I assume you're talking about the TV recorder. Reseller network. Nick is picking up some amazing things. Yeah, a few good things. A lot. I bought loads of fairly average, you know, bread and butter stuff, but there's a few really nice pickups that I'm hoping to share. Yeah, so that's cool. Caught up in there. Now, do you want to share some of your clothing and then we'll switch to some of mine and then go back to yours?
Do you want a one? Like?
Yeah, we can mix it up. So this, where was this stuff from?
Right, this is mostly my trusty pound rail that we seem to go to on a Monday now.
Our favourite Monday honey hole.
But also a couple of things from one of my favourite charity shops, which has a sale rail, and nothing is ever much more than a couple of quid. This was a Dorothy Perkins dress. That was £2.
Yeah, I'll show the things.
Yeah. And I just really, really love the print. It's a lovely sort of sweet bird print. So I picked it up. Dorothy Perkins dresses are all over the place, really, but I'm going to shoot for about 20 and try and use some keywords that hopefully will sell it. What I've been discovering recently is that it's not really the brand that sells the item necessarily. People look for certain styles of dresses, certain styles of clothes, and when you put that in your keywords, that tends to sell it more than the brand name. So
yeah, I think you're right. Clothing is so competitive. Yeah. There's so many people doing it, so you need to find an edge.
Yeah,
either with your photography or your keywords, you know.
So I've started looking for things more to do with that, really, with the kind of styles that people are looking for and the trends in current fashion. Yeah, I'm keeping that in mind.
And that was what? So that was £2, and you're going to shoot high at 20.
I'm going to go for 20. Might not go at 20, but I'll put best offer on it anyway.
Sweet.
Yeah.
Okay. Shall I do something? I'll quickly do this. This I haven't even looked it up. I doubt it's got any real value, but I had to grab it.
I've not even seen that.
No, it was 10p at the Jumble Sale.
So cool.
It's like a Rubik's Cube, but it's barrel shaped. It's like hexagonal, and we had one of these in the 80s. It's got its instruction book. It's not a Rubik's, so I doubt it has any real value.
It looks like a Rubik's, doesn't it?
Yeah, let me know if you guys had these. I had this. I have completed the Rubik's Cube, but I had to use a YouTube video to do it. Our nephew David can complete a Rubik's Cube in about a minute, or less than that now.
He's trained his brain to do it, hasn't he?
But he's a mathematician. He's a whiz kid mathematician. I got a few bog standard bread and butter items. Scientific calculators.
Ellen had her eye on one of those, didn't she?
Ellen's is knackered, so she's going to pinch one of these, which is fine. But we'll just quickly do these. We went in the charity shop. We don't normally pop in, do we?
No, it's usually a bit expensive, so we sort of walk past.
It's a bit pricey. They don't have much of interest to us usually, but we popped in. I picked these up, and they were £1.50 each, and we sort of undernard.
Yeah, we put them back on the shelf at one point.
And then I thought, well, you started looking at clothes.
Well, I thought I just looked a bit grumpy, and yeah.
They're about having a bad morning or something. Some mornings are rough. What does that say?
Mornings aren't pretty.
Yeah, so anyway, but they are official Disney. They are Disney parks.
Disneyland Paris.
From Disneyland Paris.
Yeah.
So anyway, you started looking at clothes, and I was standing around feeling idle. So I looked them up, and yeah, they're worth picking up on. I think they're quite rare ones. Let me just screen share. Now I'll show you what I found. Sorry, just got distracted by chat. So that one. Where's it gone?
Oh, so here's in the chat. Hi, is it? Hi, Z.
Right, so you should be back in this window, which I have now lost. Yeah, these are worth picking up. I could only find people in America selling them.
Yeah.
Which is odd if you said they're Disneyland Paris. No, they're not Paris. That says parks, not Paris.
Oh.
Yeah, I think they're American.
Put my glasses on.
Yeah, they're not Disneyland Paris. So yeah, so I think they are American. The only ones I found that had sold were in America, but the conversion's there. That's the mini one. I found a few selling around this sort of price, and this is used as well. So 1603, and the Mickey one, very similar. I found a few selling at this sort of price. Yeah. Again, used, and the conversion there is 1643. So considering I couldn't find any in the UK, hang on, let me just come out of this. Stop. Yeah, considering I couldn't find any of these on offer in the UK or that had sold recently, I might go higher. I might go at 20 quid each.
Yeah, give it a go.
Got nothing to lose, but yeah, glad I looked those up. I don't know why I didn't just pick them up anyway.
Well, I think we just thought, would anyone really want them? They're not very attractive.
Yeah,
they're a bit
it's a lesson though. You shouldn't buy with your heart. You should buy with your head.
So many collectors on there of Disney and Disney mugs.
I think so.
Things.
People have huge collections of anything Disney. Right, go on then.
Okay,
Do you want to do a couple more bits of clothing?
Okay, this is M & Co. And it's just a little shift dress. I don't know if you can see the colour of it there. Well, actually, it doesn't. It's more purple in real life.
Yeah, it looks blue on the screen.
Yeah, I picked it up just because I really liked it, and I'm going to go for about. I'll put down. I'm going to go for about £9.99. It's nothing special, but it was only £2, so yeah.
So I guess from £2 to 10. I mean, that's we put shipping on all our clothing. That's sort of the real lower end of what you'd bother with.
Yeah, that's the lower end, but yeah, I mean, M & Co is quite a good brand anyway. So
yeah. So, and it's worth taking a punt on a few things. Just learn which brands to maybe avoid in the future. Do you want to do another one?
Can do. This one, to be honest with you, I've no idea. But it was new with tags. It was on the pound rail, and it looks like that. Okay. And it was, let's see, Kit for Men Company. I googled it and there was nothing on eBay, and I googled it to see if I could find out what Kit for Men was. It says utility wear, so I don't know, but I just liked it.
I don't think that's for me, is it?
No. And being that it was new with tag, you know, and about only £1, I gave it a go.
So again, I suppose it's going to be all about the keywords with that.
Yeah, and because I couldn't find anything like that on eBay, I'm going to go for about 15. It's a really nice thing. It's
cool. I picked up some media at the Jumble Sale yesterday. Most of it is FBA fodder, a few nice sealed bits. Nothing really worth sharing. But I just want to share this and see if anyone in the chat remembers this show, because I loved this show. The box set of series 1 and 2 of this is worth picking up. This isn't really worth a great deal, but I think we're going to watch it. There's a series called This Life, which aired, I think it was when I was at art college. It was like 93, 94.
Yeah.
I think 94, maybe 94, 95 actually.
Well, I remember watching it with you on DVD, not on DVD, on video.
Yeah.
Showing our age.
Yeah, when we got together,
when we first got together, because you were like, have you ever seen this? I'm like, no.
It's a great series. If you see it cheap, pick it up. You won't. This is what's his name, Andrew Lincoln, who's famous for Walking Dead now.
Yeah,
it was his like big break in acting. But yeah, so I love the fact that I picked that up. I want to rewatch that. And anyway, more media. Do you want to rewatch it?
Yeah, it was a good series.
You don't have to just say yeah.
No, I didn't. It was a good series.
There was only 2 series, and then they did a 10 years later where they all got back together and they did kind of an extra add-on.
Yeah.
Not a series, just one-off.
Yeah.
Which was really cool. Anyway, in another charity shop, our favourite Monday one we go to, I picked up these. They were £2 each for DS games. Sims 3, which is worth picking up if you see it. It goes well on eBay and Amazon. I think I'll screen share a couple just to show you what they go for. And then these are the Professor Layton ones, which aren't worth a great deal on their own. But if you can get a bundle together, I've got 4. I think there's 5 total, maybe.
Yeah, I think there are.
Maybe there's one more. I've bundled these before, and oddly, you seem to get more per game if you bundle them. People love the convenience of just snapping up a bundle. Yeah. So if you might be able to get £5 or £6 each, you know, it kind of works out better.
They used to sell like hotcakes when we were in Replay, didn't they?
When we had our gaming shop.
Whenever a new one came out, pre-ordered.
Yeah. So I'll just screen share and show you what I managed to find. Oh, hang on. On those games. Right. Now I've got to find the window. Oh, that's me. That's me in my jacket. Sorry, we're looking at a different window here. Right. So yeah. Oh no, that's something else. Hang on. I'm showing you something that isn't what we're talking about. So yeah, I found some people had managed to get more than this, but the kind of average was around this, or the average of what I would put it on for, consider is worth doing. So 27 with free shipping there. I think I saw one person manage to get about 30, 35. Another one here, which is the exact same bundle again, and that's 27. So I think I'm going to shoot for 30 and see how I get on. But you'll see these listed for like £4 or £5 and people selling them individually for that. So to me, it just makes perfect sense. There's also people selling them on auction and they were going considerably less. That was one of the auction ones that for the exact same 4 games, people were selling it for twice as much buy it now. So, you know, that's why I have the opinion I do about buy it now. And then the Sims, this is an example, very good. All of the games that I picked up that day were virtually mint, a fantastic condition. There's one that went very good, $13.89 free shipping. And another one, yeah, similar sort of money there. So it's one of those titles that is holding its value on the DS. It's not even 3DS, it's the original one. So yeah, one to keep your eyes peeled for. Let me come out here again. Right, go for it.
Okay.
While you find something, I'm
more
just going to...
pound rail items. This is Coleco. That's the label. You can see that. It's just a nice little top. Coleco is quite a popular brand. There are lots and lots on eBay, but I'm going to go for about £12.99 with best offer. So yeah.
That was what, sorry, £1?
That was £1 on the pound rail.
Cool.
It's a size 16 as well.
I was just looking in the chat. George Ross says, hi guys, everyone have a good sourcing weekend. I've banned myself from the charity shops next week because I've got so much stuff from this weekend's Jumble Sale. Oh, another Jumble Sale. Yeah. I said that you were really annoyed you couldn't go. Oh, no. But we do have one next week. 2. Oh, we do have 2. One on Saturday and one on Sunday. I said to everyone that I met that lady at the Jumble Sale. Yeah. She had expected me to be there and taken a leaflet for a Jumble Sale that she isn't able to. Yeah, she said. She said that she thought she'd see me. So she'd actually gone to the trouble of getting a leaflet for a Jumble Sale that she doesn't think she can get to take with her on the off chance that she'd bump into me. Yeah. And then I turned up behind her in the queue.
We've talked about you in Jumble Sale before.
Hmm. So, yeah. So we've got 2. One's over Bedford Way. Yeah, Bedford Way. That's the other one's over run by the Beavers, I think. Yeah. Yeah, the other one's the one we normally go to, the Isabel Hospice. It's the one we got shouted at a couple of times ago. We went. Yeah. So yeah. So let's see what else we've got in the chat. I'm way behind. What's that name? Zatfig Zoe. Hi, I'm new here, listening while I drive, not just lurking. Welcome. Yeah, we're going to try and do these every Sunday, so this should be a regular thing going forward. It suits us time-wise. Yeah. Retro Vintage 65. Disney mugs always sell great. Yeah, we find they're good sellers. Some of the more bog standard ones can be really long tail. I think I've got one listed currently, a Winnie the Pooh one that I keep dropping it a bit and it's just not going anywhere. Yeah. But the more interesting shaped ones, the larger ones, the ones that are, you know, have detail sticking out of them are good. Yeah. Nightmare Before Christmas stuff as well. Yes. Well, that sort of goes for the emo market, Nightmare Before Christmas stuff. Yeah, yeah. Reseller Network says, I only buy Disney Store exclusive Disney merch. And I think that was part of the reason why we put them back initially, because I said, it's not Disney Store though. Perhaps it won't go. But yeah. I think parks, they're even harder to get. I guess to pick that up, you'd have to go to one of the parks in America. Yeah. Do you think? Probably, yeah. Don't know. Yeah. So Darren says, I've sold Disney Parks mugs before. Mickey looks like he's been up all night though. Was he listing? Was he listing? Yeah. Yeah, probably. Yeah, that's me most Monday mornings, or most Sunday mornings actually after a Saturday night. Mugs may do well with GSP. Yeah, we pretty much stick GSP on everything we do. We don't really do any of our own international shipping anymore. but we did have an issue with GSP on some clothing. Do you want to talk about that briefly? This is one of the problems with GSP.
Yeah, it was really late at night. I was actually in bed, and my best offer came through, and I always have my phone next to me, so I thought, oh, I'll just quickly say yes to it, because I'm trying to get rid of bundles of shop clothing at the moment, all of our old kids' clothes. I just want rid of it. It's all on bargain basement prices. So I just said yes, best offer, yeah, take it. And then I looked at it and it said terms combined. They bought two.
But that was they only put one word in the terms, just the word
just
combined, nothing else,
and I thought, oh,
and made an offer on 2 lots.
Because then I noticed they were in Ireland, and I thought, oh no, can't actually do combined because it's GSP. So I messaged them and I said, you know, I can't actually do combined for you. GSP will work out the best price for you, but basically you're probably going to get a better price GSP than we could give you if we were going to send it international airmail.
Yes, to give you some context, it's a big bundle of kids' clothes. It's probably 3 or 4 kilos of stuff. Yeah,
and they didn't reply. They completely ignored my message. So I emailed them and the following day and said, it's all ready to be dispatched. If, you know, as soon as we receive payment, it will be on its way to you. Completely just ignored my message, didn't answer me. So today I've just filed a non-paying bidder.
Yeah.
So yeah, really frustrating, but the bundles have actually been going really well, haven't they? They've been quite quickly.
We made the decision to clear that stock. I mean, you know, most of it isn't worth doing individual listings for. The higher end stuff, you have done that. So the bundles, it's clogging up Andrew's office. There's piles and piles of it. Everything that we had in the shop that was left over after having a clearance sale.
I need the space now. I need the space. I need to clear my mind from it. I just need it to. I need to move on. So. But
it's good because the stock doesn't owe us a penny. It was all stuff that was traded in for credit.
And I've already creamed off all of the best items and sold all of the individual items.
And you've done a few £100 in the last week.
Everything else really.
Just on those, so it's going well.
Yeah.
Let's see where we're up to in the chat. Reseller Network says, Nick, always look at competition before you buy Disney merch.
Yeah.
Okay. Oh God, it's like that dress that no one knew the colour of last year. Or is it blue and black or black and white? Or
it's a really vibrant purple in real life.
Oh, the purple one. Yeah, that just wasn't coming out on screen. I think they're talking about Mickey Mouse being on YouTube all night. Lewis says, hi, Nic and Andrea, hi. And Big O Grizzly, hi, Nic and Andrea. Is the source of your products primarily charity shops? No. Primarily car boot sales, followed by jumbles and charity shops. And
we've just been to charity shops a lot recently, haven't we?
Yeah, we've been dabbling a bit more.
Yeah.
We found a few. We're trying to be selective. We found a few that we know we tend to do well in.
Yeah.
Even if we have to drive quite far to a couple of these.
Yeah, they normally have really.
Yeah.
The Monday one has the sale round. That's why I like that.
We can go to our local town of Hitchin and hit all 10 or 11 that are in Hitchin and come out with a handful. We could drive for 20 minutes to one we know and come out with arms full.
But I'll tell you what, Monty loves going around the Hitchin charity shops because most of them let him come in and they all fuss over him and they give him treats. So we just go on a little tour of Hitchin charity shops and he gets a treat in nearly every one.
We've started to try and go like power walking in the mornings, like get out as early as we can, wake ourselves up, take the dog on like a 3 or 4 mile walk is our plan. Yeah. And sometimes we go right into town in Hitchin and go around the charity shops. And the thing is 4 or 5 are dog or cat protection or rescue or RSPCA ones or whatever. And they all see Monty and they instantly get the treats out. Yeah. So he loves it. Totally loves it. Lewis, do you guys still have the building shop? We don't have our retail outlet anymore. No. We closed that down about 6 months ago now, was it? How long was that been?
September.
September. Yeah. So we couldn't make that work in the way we wanted it to, so we pulled out. Simple as that. There's videos about that. Just search for it on our channel. Puts 10 years on you, Nick. What puts 10 years on me? Someone said, Paul Marsh, it puts 10. I'm confused. What does? Right, let me just whiz through, see. Right, wow.
Oh, there's a question now.
What's the question? Where? I've gone too far.
Yeah, a little bit.
Huh?
I definitely saw a question.
Sorry, go
ahead. Oh, Andrea, do you often put best offer on clothing? Generally, yes. But I normally set it so that I'll only accept above a certain amount. So I never put a best offer, because best offers annoy me when people offer you £1 or whatever. So I always put I cap it.
You put auto decline.
Yeah, that's what I'm trying to say.
Well, you had a theory once where you'd set your best offer accept price at what you think you want to get for it.
Yeah.
And then list it 4 or 5 quid higher.
Yeah.
Or £3 or £4 higher.
Yeah.
And that works quite well, doesn't it? Because every now and again people just snap it off at your higher price and you'll be like, oh, bonus.
Yeah.
If not, it auto accepts at a price you know you're already happy with. So yeah. Thanks for the question. That was £400 and down. Right, we need to crack on. So shall I do some more bits?
I do.
What have I done? Right, this next item surprised me. At the Jumble Sale again, there was a carrier bag with a load of Mr. Potato Head stuff in it. So I just grabbed it. It was £1 for the whole bag. Well, there were 2 separate bags, and I just grabbed the both, and she said 50p each, so £1 for the whole lot. One of them, when I got home, I realised was a bit out of the ordinary, but I had no idea how good it was.
Oh.
This guy, have I not shown you this yet?
Told me this.
Andrea hasn't seen this yet. Let me turn him on.
Oh, Mr. Potato Head, what's it to you?
He's missing an arm, but I'll screen share in a minute. I thought I was so annoyed that it was missing an arm.
You know what you're looking at? A plastic. That's right. A masterpiece in plastic.
So he does all this. And he pops all of his stuff off. See if I can make him do it. All of the bits come on and off. But he blows all of his bits off.
Do you have to duck?
Yeah.
Okay, here's a little joke
He's
for
not
you.
going to do it now.
How am I like a bad actor? I'm always losing parts.
Yeah, whatever. Right. I'm not good. But yeah, I don't know how you trigger it, but he makes all of his stuff fly off, and then he goes, look, I'm a Picasso. Do you remember in the film? All his bits are on the floor.
Yeah.
These eyes are stuck in here. I do have the spare eyes. I'm missing the arm, and I'm missing his moustache. But I was shocked at what these are worth. Let me screen share. How much do you reckon he's worth?
I don't know.
Take a wild guess. Go on, quickly.
20.
20. Okay, right. So let me screen share, and I was surprised. Ooh, building up the tension here.
Just call your Jam O'Leary.
Right, so you should see that one. Let me find the right window. Right, so Toy Story. Now, that is the exact same thing, completed and sold, used 75.
Wow.
I know, right? But then I thought, oh God, mine's missing the moustache. He's missing an arm. Pain in the neck. This one, why isn't that coming up?
Oh.
That one doesn't even got his nose. Has got no arms. £40 sold.
It's only got one ear.
I know, right? I keep saying that. I know, right? I think this is another one. Yeah, £60 they went for.
Wow.
Exact same thing. I've looked already online to see if I can pick up spares, and nobody was selling spares. So I'm probably going to sell it as it is and shoot for 40 or 50.
Do we have any other Mr. Potato Heads? I was just thinking you might be able to pinch an arm.
No, but these have a different fitting. They're all hexagonal fittings, and they don't. It's a good idea, but no, it doesn't work, unfortunately. So yeah, I was amazed at that. Has anyone in the chat seen those before? I had those.
No, he's not in the chat. But...
Ben almost certainly has it in his collection. Have you seen his collection of Toy Story stuff?
That's what made me think of him.
Let's see down here. Everyone picks up Mr. Potato Heads, but I never see them, says Richard. People were guessing 60 to 70. Yeah, bang on, David. Well, not quite with mine because he's missing a couple. I reckon 40 to 50 on mine. $50. 95472 pickers guessed that. Larry Master 70. Oh, these people know their stuff. 80, £209. Yeah, whatever. Not quite.
Good.
George 39.99. That's about right, I think, for how incomplete mine is. So
George says holy spuds.
holy spuds. Yeah, bang on, George. I was amazed. I didn't, like I said, I didn't even realise I had anything different to the bog standard Mr. Potato Heads, which are worth bothering with. Just about, if you bundle 3 or 4, you can sell them for okay sort of money. But
Sue says, can you get into the chat on the iPad? It's the first time I've caught this live and I've had to move to my laptop. Am I doing something wrong? Into the chat. Yes, you can. Well, I do it on my phone, and just at the bottom of like comments and other videos, there should be a little white bar that says live chat, and you just swipe up and then the live chat should come up.
There should be a way on the iPad to do it. Have a swipe around at the bottom there somewhere.
I was going to say.
It will be different on phone, I'd imagine.
Well, if it's iPad, it'll probably be about the same, I would have thought.
Oh, Darren's already said, on your mobile, Sue, you have to click open chat or something similar at the bottom. So, yeah, just what you said. It should be there, so Sue, let us know if you can find it.
Yeah.
David Morse, look for Wheezy. He's hard to find. Wheezy. Was that the pig?
Sure.
Who is Wheezy?
We also haven't watched enough.
Nick, are those yellow boxes bolos?
Yellow boxes?
Yellow boxes.
Oh, those?
These. No, that's some stuff I've had for ages, and I'm just job lotting it to get rid of it. It's stuff you don't want to pick up. No, it's actually stock cubes. Of all things, I bought up a job lot of stock cubes.
So literally stock you're trying to get rid of.
Yeah. It's stock that just didn't work out, and I'm getting rid of it. Wheezy is the penguin, yes.
Oh.
Like a thing.
Yeah.
Right. All right. Let's crack on. Do you want to do a few more bits?
This doesn't look very interesting, but it was new tags and on the pound round again. It's dress cot, and I think that they do like uniforms and that sort of thing. But this is size 22. So I just thought that it would go because of the size, because it was brand new.
Is that a man's shirt then? Or is that a woman's?
I think it's a woman's.
Can't you tell by how they button up? Am I imagining that? Do women's button up a different way?
Yeah. I'm mentally trying to think how I button my shirt up now. I think it's a woman's, just by the style of it.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I don't know whether it's some sort of a shirt from a uniform. So I just thought that would be saleable. So I picked that up, and large sizes always go quite well. So.
You picked up loads. I mean, you just picked out a handful of bits to look up.
Yeah.
But yeah, Andrea went quite mad in the sale rail.
I didn't go mad. I was quite selective.
Okay. Is this stuff as well from when we went over to the hospital? Or was that?
No.
Did we show that last week? Oh, okay. So confused. This week has gone so fast. It's just like merged. They all merge into one. Retro Vintage 65 is shocked with the prices. Yeah, on this thing. If you've just joined us, we just shared the fact that I didn't know what this was really when I picked it up. He talks and sort of moves around. If you see him, pick him up, even if he's complete. Completely, you're looking at, what were they, 60, 70? Yeah. Gone.
Sorry, there's a question. Do you steam or iron clothing? I think we had this question last week as well.
Yeah.
I've got a steamer. So.
But you try and avoid any ironing if at all possible.
If at all possible.
Yeah. I think Ian Strutt was saying he does a lot of clothing and he's never ironed anything. He was saying.
Just try and buy it so it's not looking too creased.
Some items you can't avoid it because it makes them look awful. But
you buy stuff that's really creased, but
yeah, Jade Smith, Penguin. Yeah, Wheezy the Penguin. So we'll all keep an eye out for those. George Ross got a talking Jessie doll with a hat for 50p at the Jumble. Yeah, I've never had the Woody or the Jessie. We never see them. I never see them. I see buzzes all over the place, and they're usually battered to hell and missing bits and just awful. Sue's dropped back in. Hi, brilliant, thank you. Had to turn my iPad to portrait. Laugh out loud, I'm too old for all this tech stuff. Yeah, join the club. I struggle so much with tech. Great tip, Andrea. I don't know what that's referring to.
No, I'm not sure either.
But yeah, great tip.
But thanks.
Been washing clothes and the wall stuff I have bagged with Lenore tumble sheets to make them smell nice.
Yeah, I saw that actually on, I think it was Instagram, somebody was talking about that. Yeah.
We had to wash Monty's bed the other day.
Yeah, it was a bit stinky.
You know, he stank, so I bathed him. His bed was just as bad, wasn't it? Because he gets wet and then he goes in his bed and it's like, oh.
And he licks his bed.
He
Why
licks.
he does it, I don't know, but
Makes it
it
stink.
drives us mad.
Anyway, right, let's
Dog
move
problems.
on. Yeah, I've done
Have you
those.
shown your air guitar?
Ah, this thing, you'll be surprised.
I will be surprised. I laughed when you.
This was in a bag at the Jumble, and all I could see was that. I couldn't figure out what it was. Got it out of the bag, and it's an air guitar T-shirt that you wear, and then this. I don't know if it picks up your movement or whether you have to press.
Probably got a sensor on it.
It's got sensors
Doesn't
somehow.
feel like it's got any buttons.
But it has like a mini amp that you turn on and off, and it takes batteries.
Yeah,
so you
and
play
can
air guitar.
Clip it to your belt.
So I thought, yeah, the lady there said it's £1. I thought it's a cool item. If it's not worth anything, I can just, you know, gift it to someone for a laugh. I looked it up just before going live, and yeah, surprisingly, they're worth picking up. Let me see if I can find that in screen share. Right, hold on. Oh, which window is it? That one?
No.
Right. Yeah, I think they can see this one. Yes. So let me see if I can find it. That's the exact shirt, and that's a used one, and it ended on 28th of Jan at £16.99.
Wow.
I know. It was just one of those little punts that I thought, yeah, it's got to be worth £1. And there you go. Ah, they've got little plectrums there. I hope they're not necessary to make it work.
Yeah.
There might be something in those that it picks
Does it say
up.
anything in the description?
Let's have a look. I don't know. I'll have to find out. I'm just wondering now if they've got little magnets in those plectrums, and then it can pick them up. Because why else would you need them? So who knows? I may have to do a bit more research on that. It certainly didn't have any with it that I remember. Unless they are, let me come out of screen share, hold on. Yeah, I was going to say, unless they're tucked into this somewhere. No. So who knows? Don't know. Well, I might need the little plectrums to make that work.
Hopefully not.
Shall I do a couple more bits?
Like?
I picked up a stack of board games. Most of it is the stuff I've shown 100 times, and I'm not going to go there. It's just bog standard stuff, but the sort of things I do well churning over either on eBay or Amazon. But a couple were slightly unusual and hopefully interesting, so I'll share these. This is not worth much at all, but there was no way I could leave this behind. I think it was 20 pence. It is proper vintage, Return of the Jedi era. So yeah, just very, very cool. Unfortunately, it's meant to come with a poster or a super print, as they put it. But yeah, it's just a puzzle. Haven't checked it yet. Means I've got to count the 100 bits. No, 150 bits. But yeah, 20p. It's vintage. It's Star Wars. It's coming with me. I only found one, the exact same one that had sold recently. It was on auction. It went for £5 with shipping. Buy it now. I might shoot for a tenner. And this isn't a great pickup, but it was something that I haven't really seen very often, so I thought I'd share it. It's a chess, like computerized chess game. But this make, Systema, seems to be like a cheap make. I'll be lucky to get 20 quid out of this.
Okay.
But they are worth looking at. If you see them, even if they're quite expensive, look them up, because certain ones can fetch silly money.
Yeah,
but
you can't lose when you pick it up from a Jumble Sale.
This was £1. So yeah, I'm going to do okay. And I got a big stack of other board games which are behind me, but it's all stuff you've seen before. So yeah, that was those. I have checked that. It's not sealed. This is just like a reseal. Somebody's just put it in a plastic bag. It has all the parts in. But some of the magnets have fallen out the bottom. Oh. I've got to glue them back in.
Oh, that's annoying.
Whatever. So let me quickly pop in the chat. Any more questions? Retailer network, unsealed jigsaws, shudders. Yeah, I tend to avoid them on the whole, but I could not leave that behind just because it's vintage Star Wars. It mentioned, that somebody can read better than we can or quicker. It mentioned about the plectrums as pics in the description. Look again. All right. Well, I'll go back after the show and take a look.
Really, we were skim reading, weren't we? Really.
Might be able to get them from the manufacturers, says David. Yeah, maybe. I mean, what did that one sell for? £16-17 worth an email, isn't it? Magnetic pick. Yeah, so I was right. It made sense. Otherwise, why would you need them if you could just do that? Okay, needs looking into. My husband has one of those from the 90s. Maybe the chess set. Don't know. Right, question. What keywords do you use for baby clothing? Struggling to shift mine. Are there any that you can use?
I don't know. I think it depends what it is, really.
There's not a lot, really, is there?
I don't know. I'm at a loss, really. It really depends what you're listing, but yeah, I think, to be honest, parents, especially mums, go for the brands. So what I was saying about looking for things that weren't necessarily the brand for adult clothing, I think it's the other way around. I think mums like their brands. They like their children to be in particular brands. So yeah, that's, if I'm looking for kids' clothes, that's what I'm looking for, is the higher brands like the Bowden and JoJo and all that kind of stuff.
Yeah,
Jewels.
definitely. I'm sure that people just search by brand.
They do.
Yeah. Do you want to do a couple more bits of your clothes?
Yeah.
How long have we been going? 50 minutes?
It is 10 to 9.
Cool.
Okay, so I picked up a couple of dresses.
I'll just quickly say while I look at it, we've got 144 viewers, which is amazing for our new Sunday show. So welcome aboard if you've just joined us. If you do like what we do and you enjoy this, please give us a thumbs up. It just lets us know that you enjoy it. Carry on.
Yeah, so going on again, talking about the style of dress, I picked up a couple of things with sort of 90s retro style in mind. 90s retro style is something that's really seems to be really trendy at the moment, especially with sort of Ellen's age group.
So what is that then? It's like a sleeveless.
It is a black denim dress. It's actually French Connection denim.
Yeah, it does say French Connection.
So
somewhere.
It caught my eye because it was French Connection to start with, but also the style.
So this is what emo? 90s. Is this emo?
I would just say no, I wouldn't say
skater.
No.
I'm so clueless.
But yeah, I had the sort of the 90s style,
cool.
vintage looking type thing in my head. This is an AX Paris, or I don't know how you pronounce that, but I say AX Paris.
That looks cool. That is kind of skater style.
This kind of reminds me of Avril Lavigne.
Yes. Yeah. See, but not
and
this
it's
one.
Got like a bubble skirt as well on it. So yeah, so those two I picked up with that particular style in mind. This
one was £1. What are you going to shoot for on that?
I'm going to go for, let's have a look. The AX Paris, I'm going to go for about 20 on that, but with best offer on.
And how much did you spend on this one?
And French Connection, I was thinking 15 with best offer.
So that was £2. You're going to shoot for 20.
Yeah.
That was £1. You're going to go for 15.
15.
Cool.
But yeah, I mean, I'm still experimenting as well and still learning about things that sell.
You never stop learning with clothes. I mean, you've been doing clothes for donkey's years, and you learn something every time you list something, I think, don't you? And I still know nothing. Let's just dip in the chat. Good question for you there, that one.
Yeah, how do you choose which clothes to give extra measurements to and which you list according to labels. I think the majority of women's clothes, it's fine to just go on labels because women just generally shop by size, by 10, 12, 14, whatever.
Had issues with jeans, though.
But that's what I was going to say. Probably jeans or trousers, because people can't try them on, obviously, so they need to know what length they are, and sometimes it varies in waist size, and each brand varies with jeans, we find.
Well,
and also jeans, if they're used, they stretch.
Yeah, that's what I was going to say. Jeans, when you wash them, they shrink or they stretch with use.
So we definitely measure all jeans.
Yeah. Years ago, when we had the other unit we used to work out, and we just did clothing, we had stacks and stacks of jeans. I'd spend all day sometimes just measuring jeans for Andrea to list.
Yeah.
So we'd put in the actual measurements.
Yeah, we put in what measurement it tells you it is and what it actually is.
Yeah. Because
it's been washed and it's stretched or whatever. But men's shirts as well, I always do the collar. Yeah.
Cool, good question. And that was Reseller Network. Chris is in there. Hi, Chris, the Geordie reseller. I watched his new haul video earlier, which was good. Just showing a load of pickups he's had recently. Not sure what that comment's relating to.
Do you have a video on postage and packing recommendations? I think we did one a while back.
Yeah, if you
and we have been talking about doing new sort of packaging videos.
Yeah, I think we're going to update some of our old videos where we show us how we do our packaging, the products we choose to use, and about our Royal Mail account and that sort of stuff.
Yeah.
So yeah, we might have some more videos coming up on that sort of stuff. Right, I'll share some more unless we've got anything else. Ooh, I just jumped. Right. Quick.
Do you use mannequins to display? Yes, I've got a mannequin.
Yeah, well worth the investment.
I do a lot of flat lay stuff as well, but I do have a mannequin.
Silver hair stacker. Andrea's stuff is much more interesting than Nic's.
Is it?
Well, we're trying to have a
really.
variety, you see. Trying to appeal to everyone. It's not easy. Nic, Ian Hawkins. Nic, leave clothes to the expert sat next to you. Yeah.
I'm not an expert.
I should keep my mouth.
Definitely not.
Compared to me, you're an expert.
No. I mean, we did clothing just primarily, didn't we? We had a unit where we just did clothing for a while, and I probably know more about clothing now than when we were just doing clothing. So I, ask me a year from now, and I'll probably tell you that I've learned loads more. So yeah,
when we spent the other thing is when we specialised and we just did clothing, it drove me nuts, and we rapidly realised it was really a path we'd gone down that just I couldn't do it. I wasn't enjoying it.
Yeah,
I enjoyed the sourcing of clothing, and I still do, but I don't have the knowledge to know what I'm looking at.
Yeah.
And then we'd go out sourcing, and I'd buy a load of other stuff. So it was like I just need to go back to doing everything, and that was about the point when we got rid of the old unit and we had this converted.
In kids' clothes, and then
and then we ditched the offices and storage we had at that point. We had this professionally converted, and that's about when I started making videos. The first few videos I made were in that clothing unit that we used to hire. I think the first 4 or 5 videos were in my back office when I'd started going back to doing. I called myself a generalist back then. Anyway, we digress.
Good memories actually of starting out doing this, and the decision that you made, and me thinking you're a bit crazy.
Well, I've said before that this whole YouTube journey we've ended up going on was on a knife edge, because I tried uploading that first video 4 or 5 times.
Tearing your hair out.
Our internet connection in this rented office was appalling. And it would just crash every time, and I was screaming at YouTube like the air was blue. And then I said, I'm giving it one more try, and if this stream does not upload this time, or if it doesn't, I think it was just crashing towards the end every time. And I said, if it doesn't upload, I'm ditching this whole stupid YouTube idea. And the last time I tried it, it went. And then people started watching. So Let's do one more quick question. Silver Phoenix. Sort a bag of Disney figures today for $5. Would they be worth picking up to resell?
I think it depends what the make is. If they're Disney store or
figures though, what sort? It would depend totally what they are. I would have looked them up on eBay. If you've got a smartphone, it's the best tool.
I think probably if it's Disney store, is worth picking up. Anything Disney store is worth picking up because they're usually exclusives and they're not in the shops for very long.
And they're expensive.
And very expensive and collectible. So, yeah.
Totally. I'm not sure. I've got a couple more bits to show. Not ones that I've looked up, just that were fairly interesting. I picked up this, and it was 50p. It's in a bag that's probably worth as much as the item that's in the bag. These little camera bags do sell, and this make's not too bad. What was it again? Tamarack. Yeah. But yeah, at 50p, I wasn't leaving this behind. What it is a JVC camcorder. It's a compact VHS one. It has its battery, but it doesn't have the charger. So I can't test it. I looked at buying a charger, and the chargers start from around 20 quid.
Not worth it then.
And even if I could get it working and sell it with the charger and with the battery, oh, that's eBay. It's only worth about 25. So it's not economical for me to get it all tested, etc. So what I'm probably going to do is sell the battery on its own. I don't know what they're worth, £5 to £10. Sell the unit on its own, untested, solder seen, only worth about between 5 and 10, and then sell the bag for about £5. So from 50p, it's still a pretty good pickup if I can sell all of the three things for what I want.
Yeah.
Certainly worth picking up. Oh, and it's got the instructions as well. I'll chuck that in with the camcorder. So there was that, and at the same time I grabbed this one, which is a modern digital Vivitar camcorder, but it's pretty much worthless. They're so cheaply made, and everybody does video on their phones now. The market for this sort of stuff is just dead in the water, I'd imagine. So I think that I'd struggle to get much beyond the £5 for.
Yeah, boots will drop them.
Maybe I might just stick it on eBay for a £5 with shipping. I only did one brief search while I was there, so I don't know. I might look into it a bit more. Maybe I was wrong. But yeah, that was pretty much a fail. But at 50p, who cares? Most of the other stuff I decided was pretty bog standard. So I think, apart from those, do you want to finish off your clothes?
No, because I've only got a couple of things left and they're bog standard as well. It's just a jumper and a shirt. So.
Do you want to share those?
Well, I'm looking at the time and I'm thinking that we've got some questions to answer.
Oh, okay. I'll quickly share these. They had a load of football shirts. All the clothing was pretty much 50p across the board, apart from things they were hanging up behind, which included my coat, which I'm not selling because it's epic. I so love this. I was running around the house in it earlier, just falling in love with my new coat.
Yeah, doing a Black Grape impression.
Yeah, I was going around pretending to be Liam Gallagher and stuff. Not that he was in Black Grape.
From Black Grape, yeah.
No, that's Sean Ryder and Bez. They had some football shirts hanging up, and a guy got there before me and picked out the ones that I probably would have gone for. There was a Brazil one. There was, I think, a Tottenham one that looked really cool. But I grabbed the rest. They were £2 each, but I took what was left, and he did me a deal with some other clothing. So they worked out just over £1 each. Mm-hmm. There's an Italian international football jersey, whatever you call them. They're not in the best of condition. There's a few pulls on them, so they're not great.
You described to me what I had in my head.
Okay, well, this one's pretty good. This is a England national team. I don't know how old that is with the nationwide on it. If anyone in the chat knows what year that was, I'm guessing that's a while back now. It's got nationwide on the back. Doesn't have a player name. That one's in pretty good nick. There's that. There's this one, which is Milan, but this has some pulls on it. It's not great. It's bobbling down here. That one with the Opal sponsorship on there. They all look like they're genuine to me. They feel really good quality. This Kappa one is, what's this? God, I know so little about football. People will be screaming at the screen now. Oh, it's Roma, I think. That's the Rome symbol, isn't it?
I know less than you.
Yeah.
So I don't know.
Let me know if I'm being an idiot in the chat. So yeah, there's that one as well. So those were quite nice to find. I found the other day a bag rammed with football shirts. I shared them in some Hangouts a while back. I've got about 10 or 15.
I know.
Plus with these, I need to do that. So
I have to do it.
yeah,
A day of football shirts.
Are you not going to do those other bits?
No, because as I said, it's
Okay.
just bog standard. We've got some questions
that's
to talk.
all the
about.
stuff we're going to share. We have picked up an awful lot more clothing, and I picked up probably 3 times as much as that at the Jumble, but we can't share everything. We'll be here till midnight, so that's where we're going to leave that, and then we'll just dip into the chat.
What do people say about the football shirts? Oh, the Opal is AC Milan.
Opal is AC Milan. Is that Totti on the back of Roma? Oh, it was Roma. There you go. On the back of Roma one is Batistuta, number 18. I'm afraid that means nothing to me. I have heard of the name.
The nationwide shirt is a training shirt.
A training shirt. Oh, okay. Excellent. Right.
Okay, so questions. Do you think opening up a shop is cheaper than having a normal account with a 250 selling limit on it?
I can't remember how it works out with the basic shop. You get cheaper listings. Yeah. You'd have to look at what you get for the shop and how many listings you've currently got, how many you're thinking of listing in any given month.
Yeah, I know we took into account how much we were listing, really, so that to make it worthwhile.
Yeah, you need to sit down and think what you're going to list in a month, how much you're currently being charged, and there'll be a point where it becomes economical to pay the shop fee. But without knowing how often you relist, what length your listings run at, so it's all depends on your situation, really. So yeah, you're just gonna have to sit down with a pen and paper and work the numbers out, I would have thought. Reseller Network says Milan tops will go well. Okay, and that was Roma. Yeah, Wayne Butcher. Agreed.
How do you look up the price for something that's already sold and ended on eBay?
I could screen share and show you right now. Shall I do that?
Yeah. Do that.
It's an essential thing if you're going to get into reselling to be able to research your stuff. So if I just screen share and I don't know, let's look up something. Let's look up this thing because I can't really remember. So I'm gonna, let's say you were looking at that in a charity shop or you just picked it up, and we'll go and find out what they've sold for or if they've ever sold on eBay. So let's quickly do that, and then we'll dip in the chat again and we'll wrap it up. So let's share. That one. Yeah. Right, so you should be back here in eBay. So we'll put in the search. Can you read to me what that says? Vivitar, has it got a model number?
It says DVR 908M.
908M for Maggie.
Yeah.
908M.
Digital video camera.
Digital. Well, that'll do that. I would have thought. Right, so we've just searched that. I'm going to shrink this down a bit. Okay. Now, along the side here, you can filter things. So all it's showing me now, sorry, I can't really scroll right. Scroll, there we go. All it's showing you now is what's currently available. It's not scrolling. Slow connection right now. So you want to come down here. You've got 2 options here to show completed and sold. If you click on completed first, it will show you items that have finished, but this will also show you, why has it not gone? Hello.
Just not being patient enough. There we are.
So this is everything that has completed, including items that didn't sell. So at the moment we've also got new on. Why can't I select new and used?
You can select buy it now as well, so you can see.
Why is there not new and used there? Normally you can select between new and used. I don't know why it's not given the option right now. So yeah, and then you can find out. So these are what I've finished recently. These I'm assuming are new because they're going for way more than I thought it was worth. There's one that finished there on bids at 199. Okay, let's have a look at that one. That's a slightly different number, isn't it? And that is new. I saw Argos selling them for 25 back there. Toys R Us selling them at 20, and they're different. Yeah, it's not actually naught results. There you go. Naught results of Vivitar DVR 900. 908. Oh, I didn't even put it in right. It helps if you can actually type what you need to type.
So then you get condition. You click between new and used, depending on what yours is.
Yeah, but all the results are new. So new, these are available for. Oh, okay. Maybe I'll shoot for. Oh, is that new?
Though.
Yeah, someone put it on bids at new. I don't know. I might. If it new, it's worth 20 quid. Maybe I'll stick it on for a tenner.
Yeah.
It doesn't have any memory card with it. Anyway, that wasn't the best demonstration, but yeah, along down the side, just play around with it.
So you can just use the filters.
Yeah. So I hope that's helpful to somebody, whoever it was that asked the question.
Yeah.
Use those filters. Go into eBay now and just have a play around. Search refine by completed and then refine by sold. You can also filter that and reorder it by highest price first if you want. You can take out the auctions. You can just leave it as buy it now, which I do quite often. So yeah, you can just practice and get used to how it works. And you can do all of that on your phone as well on the app.
Yeah.
Okay, so
questions.
Someone said the great pickup with the camcorder 50p is amazing. Yeah, it wasn't as good as I thought the actual camera might be, but yeah, at 50p, yeah, I wasn't going to leave it behind for sure. I think people are having trouble with the stream. That's freezing up for some people.
It was a while ago though.
Right, no more questions in there. So, Lonnie's just popped in. Hey, Lonnie. We're just wrapping up, actually. We've shared our stuff, and we're just thinking, unless there's any more questions anyone wants to put to us right now, we will leave it there. Is that a question? Norman Perkins, do you prefer quick wins or save an item for longer, hoping for more? We kind of do a bit of both.
Okay.
We tend to list, as the peak of where we think we can get it.
Yeah.
And then we reassess that we now list on 10-day cycles, and we reassess it every time. We look at how many people have viewed it. We see what our competition is. And after a while, we will drop it down and then drop it down until it sells. So we start high, and if we have to, we come down. That's just how we do it. It's personal preference, but yeah. And it depends on the value of the item. If we have a really high value item, I'm happy to have it sat on the shelf if it's worth a couple £100 and wait and wait and wait. But
yeah, like we had a pair of shoes today that we picked up at a Jumble last year. I think they were about £3 when we bought them, and I put them on for about £50, and yeah, I left it for a while and dropped it a little bit, and then took a best offer today for, what was it, 40?
40.
Yeah. And I was happy with that. We only paid £3, but I knew that they were expensive. They were designer shoes, so I held out hoping for the top figure. But you have to sort of whittle it down until somebody, it sort of settles on a price somebody's willing to pay, really.
Well, that's where best offer is good, actually. I use that on a certain amount of my stuff.
Yeah.
It just gets things moving. And sometimes if you've had an item on for ages and someone makes you a half decent offer, you just go, yeah, it's fine. Depends what you've got invested in it, really. Somebody offered me on the Tees Made thing today.
Yeah.
And we went backwards and forwards, and I thought they were going to take, they used up their 3 offers. I've got it listed at 40. They offered 20. I came back at 30. I could see where it's going. We ended up at about 27. They used up their 3, and I declined all of them. I went back at a smidgen above. I wish I hadn't bothered now. I mean, I've just accepted their last one, but I thought, well, it's going to go for 27 or whatever I went back at. and he declined it. He turned it down. So yeah, it's fine.
Wow.
Live and learn.
There was a question from Zoe just a minute ago.
This one.
Yeah, I want to venture outside of clothing. What's the easiest thing to start with? What I would say is something that you love buying and listing, something that interests you.
Yeah.
So, I don't know. Yeah.
Or something you've got a bit of knowledge about already. You know, if you're into books, try that. Or if you're into, I don't know, it's tricky, isn't it?
Yeah, jewelry, toys, anything, just something that excites you, because then you'll enjoy listing it. Or
maybe if you can't come up with a new subject matter that way, just go onto eBay and browse around and do a little bit of research and just gen up on a subject. Yeah. There's so many niches to explore. It really, really is.
Because, you know, I know that there's money in electronics and media, but I'm not happy about listing it. I don't enjoy it at all, so I leave all that to you.
Yeah. Lonnie's saying that's what I do, Nick. It's like a reverse auction. Yeah, start high and then come down, and somebody will pick it off at some point. Yeah. And how quick that descent is depends a lot on how I feel about the item, and how much money I've got invested in it. But yeah, that's kind of how I've always done things. Only been reselling 3 weeks. This is Big Mac. I think someone is trying to scam me. We'll update you next week.
Oh, that's not good.
Yeah, I hope that works out.
There are people out there.
It does happen. It's almost unavoidable.
What do you do with your fails to shift them?
What do I do with things that I failed to shift? Redonate.
Yeah.
Take them back to a car boot.
There we go. Do a boot sale.
Yeah, just get rid of it. The amount of things that we literally cannot sell, it's so insignificant numbers wise. You just get rid of them. Just, you know, move on. Yeah. We've got a load of stuff actually in these crates, which is stuff that we're just going to get shot of now.
Yeah.
And it's so satisfying to do as well, getting rid of the crap.
Kirsten's Curiosity says, do clothes sell without the top brand name? Yes. Yeah, they do. Like I was just saying, that there's certain styles sell, but yeah, I think you probably get a little bit more money when it's a top brand name. But
absolutely.
Yes, sell.
Because people search for brands, don't they? A lot of the time.
But I think was it last year? Yeah, last year there was a real trend for like the denim pinafore dresses. I think they're still trendy now, but there was a huge trend for that. And I sold a Primark dress for probably way more than it was brand new to buy, just because it was a fashionable thing at the time.
Really?
Yeah. I looked on eBay and I looked at the ones that had sold, and I thought, oh, that's interesting. So I just chanced my arm, and it went for so at least a third or more than it was brand new.
Well, it's interesting watching Caroline, Mrs. M's videos, because she's really into her fashion. She keeps up to date on it. And I guess if you can catch a trend, you know what I mean? If suddenly there's a trend for something and you can go and hoover up whatever it is in all the charity shops, you can make a killing. But I'd be absolutely clueless with any of that. Sue's Piles of Shames. Hey, just noticed your empty spaces on the shelves at the back there. Well done. Yeah, if you joined us late, these 2 units are virtually empty. The one by the door here is actually almost empty. I just spent about an hour condensing. Most of the stuff at the back is all listed. I just have this issue up here and around the back there. But yeah, the project clear out for this year is going fantastically well. You're slowly getting on top of the massive backlog from the shop.
The bundles.
Those bundles.
Once all the bundles have gone out the door, then I'll have a hell of a lot more space. Yeah.
Yeah. So let's see what we've got in there. Nick, you've got a lot of empty space back there. Are you getting nervous yet? Not at all. I filled the boot of my car up yesterday, and I could have bought a lot more. Believe it or not,
I came into my office the other day and said, "Oh, you know, I've been hoarding stuff away as well. And he was saying, "Oh, I could list this for you," and I said, "You've got enough of your own to list."
Yeah. Yeah, so I don't feel nervous. It's just starting on car boot season over here. And I didn't go out today, but I could have done. I've seen hauls all over the internet of people that have done fantastically well today. There's stock everywhere. I'm not nervous about not having enough stock. I'm just enjoying space and being able to see the carpet. Look at that carpet down there. Right, how are we doing? We'll keep in the chat for a little bit. Yeah, Richard again. Just noticed Nick has a load of empty shelves. Question: are there items you dread listing because they're time-consuming or tricky to sell? You've probably seen recently. For me, it was electronics. I would just put electronics to one side because it needed testing, cleaning, blah blah blah. And I've done the whole lot now, and it was so satisfying. We were going to do a sales roundup with this, but we knew it would take too long to share all this stuff and do a sales roundup. So I might do one in a week, but I've cleared loads of that electronics and now bought some more, as you would have seen today. So it was electronics. The other thing I've got loads of that I just don't get into is trading cards. I shifted in bulk my Magic the Gathering cards to Vinny. Thousands upon thousands, I don't know what it was now, 10,000 odd cards, but I kept all the rare stuff. I've got thousands of them, and it's like such a monumental task. I just always put it off. So that's a big one. Yeah.
Lisa Marie says that she loves the geometric print of my sweater. Thank you. I did too. That's why this is actually a charity shop find as well.
Yeah.
It was a Next one, and yeah, I really love it.
One of the perks of being in charity shops all the time is you find cool stuff for yourself. I need to start looking. I so rarely buy myself clothes.
Hoodies, but you never seem to find any.
I live in hoodies, but they're never ones that I like in charity shops, to be fair. No. But I am chuffed to bits. If you didn't see the beginning of the video, I'm going to do it again before we leave. I bought this at the Jumble Sale. It was £2. It's a Billabong like ski jacket. And there's no way I'm selling this now because I love it. I have ridiculously long arms on this coat. I've just knocked over a massive pile of ball games. So yeah, this is my new coat. Can you see me in the boot sales in this? Well, you'll see me coming in that, won't you?
Yeah, well, at least I'll be able to find you.
You'll be able to find me. I'll just wave my arms around like that. But honestly, it's so warm. Yeah. This is how I started the video, like this.
You were all done up like Kelly, weren't you, before?
Yeah. So, right, we're going to wrap this up. Really appreciate you all popping in. We've still got 139 viewers, which is amazing that you've clung on this long for an hour and 40 minutes.
Hour and 40 minutes? An hour and 20 minutes.
An hour and 20 minutes. We appreciate you popping in. Please give us a thumbs up if you enjoyed it. We'll try and be back next Sunday. We're going to be around, aren't we? Yeah. So we should be back next Sunday. I will
have been to 2 jumbles at that point.
Oh my God. Yeah, we'll do a highlights of our jumble finds next Sunday. I was going to vlog it. I was going to vlog my trip to the jumble, but it was so manic and I was on my own and I was just, so it didn't happen, but we'll try and vlog those ones.
Yeah.
Cool. Fantastic. Okay. Well, thanks for your questions. I hope we got to a few of those. Hope you enjoyed it, and I'll see you on Tuesday at 6 with Zahir for the Tap Chat.
Yes.
Thanks for watching, guys. Take care.
Thanks. Bye.